Hey guys, this is Lightning Electric. I apologize if you can't really read or see the text since I'm recording off of a desktop computer, but I'll just put it this way. It would have been even worse if I was using my laptop. Anyway, I'm just gonna sum it up. There was once an old Commodore 64 game by the name of Alter Ego. It's one of those old games where there's nothing but text, and you go through your life choosing certain events by clicking on one of multiple choices, and it slowly builds your personality and just I don't know, that's what it does, okay? Yeah, this is a great start, isn't it? Oh well. So I'm gonna choose to be male, and the first question is, you are in a warm, dark, comfortable place. This has been your place since you became aware that you are alive. It's almost time to enter a different world now. I usually choose to come out peacefully. I've done fighting sometimes, but I'm just gonna go with peacefully. What a good sport. Are you sure you're ready for this? It can get pretty hectic out there. I'll give you one more chance to try to stay a while longer. Would you like to? No, because if you keep staying in, it eventually hurts your health. That's the spirit. You're an easy delivery. Your mom and dad took special classes to help you. Go out there and give 'em heck. You're still too young to swear. Happy birthday and welcome to the world. From now on, life will begin to change rapidly. You will have to learn to accept responsibility, build up your resources, and manage yourself physically and emotionally. The events that transpire over the course of the next few days include: your mother is proud when someone points at you and tells her you look just like a little porcelain angel. Cool, I'm made out of toilet material. Your father buys you a baseball bat and glove for you to use in a year or so when you get older. You develop a mild respiratory infection that causes some concern but no later problems. And if you guys are wondering why I skipped this, it didn't skip, but it went past a certain picture that shows a fetus or whatever. It didn't pass just because it's disturbing. I went to this website before, and it crashed, so I tried again later. Anyway, before we get properly started, let's begin with a few questions to establish your personality. I will probably try to answer these questions honestly. The people who know me best like me as a person. When I'm ill, I become short-tempered and snap at people. Well, I'm actually going to try and choose all the good choices, so false. I'm likely to speak whatever comes to mind. An important part of every job is knowing whom to impress. Whom? Never understood the point of that word. I think the questions like this are stupid and meaningless. Necklace, please enjoy a few more questions. I am a light sleeper who stirs at even the slightest sound. Revenge is sweet. I often feel slow, tired, and down in the dumps. I am fascinated by car accidents and other disaster scenes. Well, not if you're my own. I'm extremely sensitive to criticism. I get nervous performing in front of people, even when the task is something I know by heart. The people around me seem happier than I do. I often get the urge to touch walls on which wet paint signs are hung. On important matters, I usually follow my parents' advice, even when I disagree with it. It's possible that we live in a world where people can watch our every move. I would have casual sex. When I'm in a quiet place, I get the urge to scream. It's okay to tell a white lie if it is guaranteed to bring great personal gain. It's often pointless to try to discuss problems with other people. This is the last page, I promise. I'm easily embarrassed. Children should be seen and not heard. I find it difficult to break the ice in conversations with people I barely know. My parents were strict disciplinarians. You can usually judge a person by first impressions. One way of getting people to treat you fairly is to take an aggressive stance and make them win you over. Welcome to birth and infancy. Every man is the architect of his own fortune. From Celeste, Gaius Celestius Crucibus. Sounds like some complicated name for a potato chip brand. 86 to 34 BC. Speech to Caesar on the state. Section 1. If you're wondering where Pac-Man and Eviltal are, I'm too lazy to show you them. So, you go through 7 stages. First stage is birth and infancy. You can check your stats here. Shows you stuff like how social you are, how expressive you are on a scale of 1 to 100. And this is just your age. You can actually skip on to the next life stage or start the game over again. If you want to replay a certain event, it's easier to just skip. But you don't get any stat boosts. There's different categories too. Social, emotional, and stuff like that. Okay. A woman walks into a room holding a blanket and a bottle with warm white liquid. I'm gonna be happy and I'm gonna choose I'm gonna choose the cool option. That will be a very intelligent option. You can't choose stuff like happy and cry. If you do, the game stops you from, like, selecting that. We didn't think of what would happen if you chose that. Choose something different. Anyway, as your mom walks towards you, she notices that you are smiling happily in the crib. Wait, what happened? Is this the same thing? I think it's a different event. That's weird. Just as she steps into the room, the doorbell rings. She assumes because you're smiling, you're in no need of attention. She lays the bottle in the crib and runs off to answer the door. You're patient. Yes, you certainly are. You will occupy your time by staring at the walls and ceiling until she returns. There are pretty pictures on the wall which stimulate you and contribute to the development of creativity that you will undoubtedly possess in later life. I think you're getting way too crazy over a baby laying in a crib. Okay, it was one question. Emotional. You don't have very many skills yet. As a matter of fact, life's pretty boring. Be quiet and look around. Oh, it is possible. Okay. You look around and see a large blur about 11 inches away from your eye. Every once in a while it moves. Hey, wait a minute. Just as you had that thought, it moved again. Keep looking. Congratulations! You found your hand! I'll never do that again. 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 This may not seem like much of a big discovery, but it is. You will have to learn how to control your hands as part of childhood development. When you're an adolescent, those hands are going to get you into quite a bit of trouble because that requires a different kind of hand control. Lying on your stomach in the crib, you notice an interesting object an arm's distance away. It has a round shape at the top and a ring on the bottom. I'm determined to grasp for the object. You have the fighting spirit of your Uncle Bill. You sneak and crawl on your belly like a combat soldier heading into battle. You reach your destination, grasp the rattle confidently, and drool on it in victory. Intellectual sphere shows a marked increase. I'm gonna shake the rattle. This is terrific fun. You spend a good amount of time shaking the rattle and then fall asleep, exhausted by the long trek of one end of the crib to the other. You're lying on the floor of a big room on a soft furry blanket. You're on your back staring at shadows that sometimes creep across the ceiling. Every so often, Mom or Dad passes by and makes a funny face like an idiot. Oh wait, I did that in my previous countdown. Your hands grope in all directions and your feet pat the floor gently, almost out of your control. I'll make an O shape with my mouth. You pucker your cheeks in and out and take short, quick breaths. The skin on your face feels alternately tight and loose. A person walks by and twirls their fingers at you? The heck are they trying to do? Move your face back and forth, why not? Your first smile, an important event. Your parents stand over you mesmerized as you practice your new skill. Okay, I'm gonna try and... Wait. Can you save your progress? You can save your progress. But I don't know what... Maybe it's only after every life stage. I don't know. I was trying to see if I could save with my Google account. I don't need Gmail. And if you're wondering what my next countdown is, I'm not too sure about that. It might be Gaming-wise, my next countdown is probably going to be top 10 favorite Kirby games. But I have some other ideas too, and I might work on 2 at the same time, so that way it will only be a couple days before I upload the next one. But anyway, Kirby games is an idea. Yeah, positive countdown. It'll take a lot longer though, because I'll be talking about games entirely rather than just party games like the last one. Anyway, you are lying down in your crib and are greeted by a nosy neighbor who has a child just around your age. The neighbor says,
"May, look at that funny little nose."
She turns to your mother and adds,
"Don't worry, dear. I hear that noses are the last thing to look truly human."
She picks you up. Passive. Collect a mouthful of drool, 'cause she's a jerk. Interesting selection. Very sneaky. You quietly store in a large amount of saliva in your cheeks and wait to be held directly overhead. Open your mouth and drool on the neighbor. Splash! A gooey stream showers your neighbor's face and hands while you give her a glassy-eyed smile. Glassy-eyed? She places you back in the crib and excuses herself. Well, everyone always says the baby couldn't help it, but I was actually thinking those things. So, little do they know. You have just awakened from a nice long nap. Your mom comes in the room and wants to hold you. Happy smile. This is a great way to make a new mom feel good. Your consideration earns you points in many spheres. You'll find that as life progresses, pleasing mother becomes harder and harder.
Son, get a job!
Which is something you can actually do later on in the game, but it's optional. In a few years it will take doing chores. Before you know it, she'll want you to become a doctor or a lawyer. Enjoy your infancy while you can. Sure, whatever. Your mom picks you up so that your face touches her face. Move your mouth. You just gave your first kiss. This may not seem like a very big deal to you, but is very important for your mother. The bad part is that now you'll have to repeat this act until your entire family becomes aware of your new talent. You can avoid kissing overly affectionate relatives by dribbling on them at just the right moment. I think I already did that. It's intellectual. You're lying down in the crib while your mom and dad are speaking in the other room. You hear their voices, deep and muffled from beyond the door.
Why aren't they paying attention to you?
Oh well, go to sleep. It's very considerate of you to leave your parents some time alone together. It does seem like a perfect opportunity to attract some attention, however. You have a comfortable nap and wake up feeling hungry. I'm gonna make noises. You make a variety of noises using your mouth, lips, and saliva. You make them over again. Alright, I don't know how to say this word, but I'm gonna try, even though I've never seen it in the dictionary. La 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 la, ga. Sure, whatever. Suddenly your mom comes in. Be quiet and attentive. Your mom lifts you up and gives you your feeding. Her comforting satisfies you emotionally. Stay quiet. Oh man, I hate when they yell at you for saying, "You should have been brave, blah blah blah." You have missed a good opportunity to develop speech and language skills. Some language experts believe language skills develop when parents begin to reward random sounds by giving attention. Guys, really, you're being way too ridiculous over a baby. Others believe that language skills are the products of the development of inborn structures. You do not suffer terribly as a result of your choice to be quiet. You'll find out later that keeping your mouth shut can be better than talking too much. Right. That's what I thought when I made that choice, smarty. It's time to go to Aunt Lucy's house. It's chilly outside, and you need to be dressed in a coverall-type suit. Playful and cooperate. What a good baby. Your mother has very little trouble getting you into your suit. Your grandmother holds you while your mom gets dressed. Give her a great big smile. You're behaving yourself very nicely today. This is one of those experiences that your grandma will always remember. You have just become one of her favorite grandchildren and will be rewarded handsomely later in life. Seriously? It matters that much? This can help if you get yourself into a jam, which you undoubtedly will. Oh, and by the way, your Aunt Lucy spanked you 1,000,000 times. On the chest.